What's up, guys? Got the Water Boys back. Got Ben.
And Zachary.
And today we are talking about the cellar dwellers of the NBA.
Love the cellar dwellers, man.
We've been talking a bit. We've done a few videos on like some good teams in the NBA, and now we're going to talk about the teams at the bottom of the standings. Teams that
So
don't
much
get as much attention, I guess.
Well, obviously they don't, because they suck.
Yeah, for the wrong reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we're going to kind of go through like the bottom teams of the NBA today and kind of talk about which ones we think have like potential, who are kind of like heading in the right direction, and teams that are kind of a mess right now.
Yep.
I guess we can start with the worst team in the NBA, the Chicago Bulls.
That's a mess.
You're calling it a mess?
Well, okay. Let me rephrase. So, Lauri Markkanen looks legit. So that's like a good piece to build around, at least from here. But like everything else, I don't know what do you do with the Chicago Bulls? Like they're like it's an island of misfit toys, man. Like they're not really good for anything other than Markkanen. They're just not good at anything.
It's worse than that, man.
It's really bad.
They're a mess right now. I'll give you that. Oh God. Just thinking about their roster, other than Lauri Markkanen, you're right, has looked good this year, but at point guard, Chris Dunn has not lived up to expectations.
Nope.
And then you have Jerian Grant.
Yikes.
Shooting guard, maybe Levine will be something when he's healthy, but
Wait, the thing is, before his injury, like he was actually good.
yeah, he put up 20 a game in
Yeah, like,
Minnesota.
he was a
so
good
I guess like if he can return to that, then that's something for him.
Yeah.
Small forward.
But they don't even have a small forward.
Oh yes, they do.
Denzel Valentine?
Denzel, baby.
He's having a decent year.
He's doing all right, but again,
I
that's
know.
your starting small forward.
That's really bad. Really bad.
And then obviously you have Markkanen at power forward and Robin Lopez at center, who's like a very league average center.
I hate Robin Lopez.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like him. I don't like his hair. I think that's the reason.
That's why I hated Aaron Baines. So
Aaron Baines was a decent player, though.
he's about as I'd say they're about equally as good.
All right. Well, okay. That's a little generous. I would say Robin Lopez is better. Anyway.
Oh, there you go. Exactly.
Anyway.
Shut up.
Aaron Baines was better in his role. Anyway.
Shut up!
Okay. I think everybody in Grand Rapids, Michigan just heard that. Anyway. That was rude, Benjamin.
But
I'll accept an apology later.
So the Chicago Bulls, I mean, the bright thing is that they have their picks for the future.
Oh, yeah.
So they do have that going for them at least.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get probably hopefully a top 3 pick this year, and you can turn that into Marvin Bagley,
Luka Doncic, or Michael
Porter.
Porter.
If he comes back.
We'll see.
That's gonna
Michael
be
Porter would be a
interesting.
good pick for
I mean, yeah, he would fit them pretty well.
them. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Markkanen.
otherwise, I don't know. Doncic probably is a good fit. They don't have many good guards.
Yeah. I wouldn't pick Bagley if I was them. But
I don't know.
he's so good, though. How could he pass?
Exactly. But anyway, I think, yeah, the Bulls are obviously a mess right now, but their saving grace is that they have their picks. And I guess they are still young, and so I think that's why they're pretty awful right now. But
Yeah.
I actually don't think that they're too worse off for the future.
I don't either. Compared to other teams that like aren't tanking as hard and don't have like a Lauri Markkanen just waiting in the wings, I'm a little bit more down on them for sure.
Yeah, as we'll stay in the East and we'll go to the Atlanta Hawks next.
Right on cue.
Again, currently a dumpster fire.
I think it's way worse off than the Bulls, man. The Hawks are way worse off.
For their current roster or future?
Future.
I agree, future.
Yes.
I think they're better currently, marginally. But,
Marginally, yeah.
I think the problem with the Hawks is that they're not necessarily young.
No, they're not. They have. It's ugly. I mean, you've got like Dennis Schroeder, but I really don't like Dennis Schroeder that much. But other than that, you don't have like any pieces that are really worth anything at all.
John Collins has been decent his rookie year so far. He's actually been playing pretty well, but
He's not like that, like cornerstone of a
oh
franchise that
no,
you can build around.
absolutely not. He's a piece, but um, yeah, they really don't have anything else going for them so far. I believe they have their picks still too.
I think.
I'm gonna double check on that, Phil.
Okay. Well, yeah, the Hawks suck. Dwayne Dedman, he can pull threes now. I was watching that Pistons game against the Hawks. He was pulling threes on us.
Was he really?
Yes, I'm dead serious. He was like raining threes. He made like two of them from like the corner and then up top. It was bizarre. Anyway, I mean, you've got like DeAndre Bembry and God, I mean, it's seriously a mess. At least they got rid of Tim Hardaway. I gotta applaud him for that. So here's a short applause. Good job. You're trying to rebuild. Why would you have a guy like Tim Hardaway who can actually produce
Okay,
something?
I guess that's where you're going with it. I mean, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have matched the contract that the Knicks gave him. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were right to let him walk. So I'm looking at it, they do have their picks for the future years. So I mean, they'll be able to cash in on their pick this year more than likely. They could do with like Marvin Bagley
Oh,
or
heck yeah.
like DeAndre Ayton,
Any of those
Mo
big guys.
Bamba. They could use a big guy down low for sure.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, I mean, Schroeder's only 24, so he's still got room to grow.
Yeah, I mean, he could be part of a big three, like as like the very low guy on the big three. Not on a good big three, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, sure. All right. So census on the Hawks is that the Bulls might be a little better off than the Hawks future wise,
Mm-hmm.
just because they might be a little younger.
Also, I think they're going to tank Carter.
Obviously, yeah, they're going to take harder. They're going to get a better pick for sure. All right, let's head out west. The Mavericks are in last place in the West.
The Mavericks, so bad.
Dude, I was looking at their box score last night, and some dude I've never heard of in the starting lineup.
Who was it?
Maximilian Kleber.
That is an awesome name.
He's from Germany.
Maximilian, I love it.
Dude, next Dirk.
Hey, Turk's gonna groom him. Anyway, though, yeah, the Mavericks. They're like, I'm surprised they're not better right now, honestly. But their future, other than Dennis Smith, does not look good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they've got like Harrison Barnes is on a pretty bad contract. Wesley Matthews, I don't think, is on a good contract, and those guys are getting a lot older quickly. And yeah, it's just not looking good for the Mavericks right now.
Yeah, I agree. Dennis Smith is obviously their best piece right now, and I mean he's looking good. Harrison Barnes is, I mean he's playing all right. He's putting up 19 points a game,
Yeah,
but I mean again, yeah, he's on a big contract. It's probably only around like 21, 22 million, which actually isn't too bad, I think, for him.
yeah. I still wouldn't want to do that for him, but yeah, I guess it's not terrible.
Yeah, he's making 23 million a year.
Okay.
Honestly, that's not bad for Harrison Barnes, I don't think. But Dennis Smith obviously looking like a good piece for the future. Other than that, the roster gets kind of barren. Dirk is obviously on his last legs.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley Matthews is an all right piece, but then after that,
JJ Barea.
there's nothing. JJ Barea, Seth Curry, Nerlens Noel, just like a bunch of, I guess, specialty guys that don't really mesh well together,
Yeah,
and they're not getting much younger.
not at all.
And they haven't had a great track record with recruiting free agents in the past.
Oh,
Obviously the DeAndre
Yeah.
Jordan saga.
that was terrible.
was- I kind of forgot about that. That's
Yeah.
a mess.
Right when he brought that up, but that's all I could think about, him getting locked in the house and stuff.
That's hilarious. But they did land Harrison Barnes a couple off seasons ago.
Yeah, I guess that's not the worst landing ever. But yeah, I mean, Dallas, like, come on, it's just not like that's just not a free agent destination. You know, like we talk about the Pistons not being a free agent destination, or Detroit. I mean, Dallas, like, nobody really wants to live in Dallas. Not a superstar. Like, I'd rather live in like Boston or L.A. or somewhere like that.
the nice thing about Texas though is that they don't have sales tax, so that's what brings people to Texas for the free agents
Not
at least,
sales tax, it's
or income
income
tax.
tax.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
CPA. This kid's an accounting student, man. He gets all of his taxes mixed up.
But just looking at their picks, they do have all their picks. So again, they should be able to capitalize on a pick. It's probably not going to be as high as the Bulls or Hawks or those Eastern
Yeah.
Conference teams, but they should hope if they can find another Dennis Smith in the late lottery or even mid lottery, where they'll probably be headed. They could get the train back on the tracks relatively quickly, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but if they decide to tank way harder this year and they land somebody like, I mean, we always reference Marvin Bagley, but
I mean,
like,
he'll be the best player in this draft, I think.
I think so too. I mean, imagine him and Dennis Smith in a pick and roll. I mean, holy crap.
I think that'd be the best fit for them, or maybe DeAndre Ayton
Yeah, I mean, somebody, yeah, I mean, they're just both so skilled.
for sure. All right, I think the last team we should cover in this video is the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, the Kings, they're a really weird team too. I mean,
It
obviously,
is weird.
you've got De'Aaron Fox, and then other than that, you got like Buddy Hield, Willie Cauley-Stein, Scal Labissiere, and all that other random pieces that just don't fit together again. But yeah, I'm not so sure about their future.
I I like the young players that they have right now. I think like De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, and Cauley Stein's having a good year. And also, don't forget about Bogdanovich. I'm telling you, man, don't forget about
He's
him.
got a sweet stroke.
Yeah, he does, and he's athletic.
Uh-huh.
So like they have good young players. The thing about the Kings thing, the thing about the Kings has been that they've just been such a poorly run organization in the past.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to think like that they could be on the right track.
Yeah. I mean, like, they seem to always get good picks. Like Isaiah Thomas, Boogie Cousin, Hassan Whiteside. I mean, come on. Like, they make good picks, but they never seem to be able to put it together.
Yeah, but their pick is it next year is going
Yeah, it's
to
this year.
Celtics.
It's this year that it's going to one of those teams that's
Well,
already good.
I'm pretty sure it was part of the when Celtics traded the number one pick to Philadelphia this offseason.
Yes.
Because Philadelphia had it, and then I think it's going to Celtics. But I think there's some weird protection on it where it could go to the 2019 draft.
Yeah.
But either way, their future picks are still in question, and so they have the young pieces available, but like the remnants of their questionable ownership, or I guess like questionable like GM moves in the past, is kind of biting them in the butt, kind of like the Brooklyn Nets have been.
Yikes.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about the Nets, but they're kind of looking a little better this year.
Yeah, I mean, they got D'Angelo Russell to build around, so they're not looking terrible.
He's been a little hurt so far this year.
Yeah,
though.
I know.
But I mean, they've been playing even kind of well without him.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they're still going to be a lottery team, and their future still not great.
No.
Considering their picks are still in limbo, but I don't know. They could lure a free agent because it's Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they definitely could, but I'm not sure right now what free agent would want to play for Brooklyn.
Yeah, but so out of the four teams that we talked about today, which team do you think has the brightest future?
Honestly, I would say the Bulls, just because they already have a good piece in marketing and they're tanking like ridiculously difficult.
Let me rephrase that a little bit. Which team do you think is going to make the playoffs first?
Oh, okay. That question changes a little bit. The Bulls are definitely not going to make the playoffs first.
Yeah.
I don't think the Hawks are either. Yikes, that's a hard one, honestly.
My money would be on the Kings, I think.
I'm going to say the Mavericks just because they have already more pieces on their team. So like, I don't know, maybe next year they get lucky on another pick in the mid lottery, and then they have another guy that they can pair with Dennis Smith, and they already have Harrison Barnes and Weston Matthews that they can somehow put together a mini run into the 8th seed. What are you shaking your head for?
I know the only reason you're saying that is because of Dennis Smith.
That is not true. I like De'Aaron Fox, okay, but they don't have the kind of pieces that Dallas already has. And you said who's going to make it first. So
I don't know. I think that I think the players on Dallas are on a downward trajectory, and the players on Sacramento are on an upward trajectory. So
that's true.
I think while, yeah, sure, the players on Dallas right now might be better, I think most of them have reached their peak and they're going to start declining, whereas Sacramento, there's only room to grow.
Okay. So who's going to make the playoffs last out of all those teams?
Hawks.
The Hawks?
That's me, yeah.
Yeah. I think the Bulls are going to make it last just because they're in full tank mode. And they're going to tank for 3 or 4 years.
Actually, that's probably a better pick now that I think about it.
Yeah, but I could definitely see the Hawks doing like that same thing. Like I think they're going to obviously not make the playoffs this year, not make the playoffs for the foreseeable future, but I think that the Bulls are going to lose for a lot longer than the Hawks will.
Yeah, that's a fair take.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like I need to take a shower after talking about all this just trash teams.
Yeah, we went dumpster diving today.
For sure. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, all in the description below.
Thanks, guys. These are the Water Boys.
Stay hydrated out there.